I am making an updated shark deck profile. I took this to locals, did fairly well with it, so I figured why not update the deck. Which it's still a really fun deck. Most people still don't know how to fight it because change everything to water and lock both players into water. But starting off with the monsters, I play 3 copies of Tiny Spirit Shathana. Shathana has the effect of if you don't control no normal monsters, or if you control no effect monsters, you can summon it from your hand. And that's pretty much it for this deck. It's just just some kind of extender for like if you get ogre when you normal summon the Buzzsaw Shark. Then I play 3 copies of Silent Sea Nettle. Silent Sea Nettles are free summoned if you control a water monster, but if you summon it by its effect, you're locked into water. And you can banish it from the graveyard to then target 3 water monsters in your grave and shuffle them back into the deck. Then I play 3 copies of Silent Angler. Silent Angler can be summoned from your hand if you control a water monster, but when summoned by its own effect, you cannot summon from your special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. Then I play 2 Lantern Sharks. Lantern Shark has the effect if it's normal or special summoned. You can special summon a level, I believe it has to be 3, 4, or 5 water monster from your hand in defense position, except for another Lantern Shark. And if you use it for the Exceed summon of a water monster, it can be treated as level 3 or 5. Then I play 1 copy of Right Hand Shark. Right Hand Shark has the effect of if you Exceed summon a monster using only water monsters, then that monster you summon has the effect it can't be destroyed in battle. And it also has the effect of once card's normal summon, you can add 1 Left Hand Shark from your deck to your hand. And if this card's in your graveyard and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card but banish it leaves the field. And you can only use each effect of Right Hand Shark once per turn. Then I play 3 copies of Buzzsaw Shark, which I do believe should have an Ultra or Secret Rare reprint. But Buzzsaw Shark is the best normal summon of this deck because it has the effect of you can target 1 monster you control, or target 1 water monster you control, special summon a water monster from your deck that has the same level. But the only thing I don't like about this card is that if you summon it and activates effect targeting itself, and your opponent chains Ogre, then the Ogre will effectively negate the Buzzsaw Shark because its target left the field, so it has nothing to compare its target to summon a monster at the same level. Then I play 2 copies of Crystal Shark and 3 copies of Abyss Shark. Crystal Shark has the effect of once per turn, you can target 1 water monster in the field, have its attack, and if you do, summon Crystal Shark from your hand or graveyard. But when summoned by its own effect, it is banished when it leaves the field. And then if it is used for the Exceed summon of a number monster, it can be treated as levels 3 or 4. And you can only use each effect of Crystal Shark once per turn. Abyss Shark has the effect of you'd use it to Exceed summon a number monster. It can be treated as levels 3 or 4. And you can activate its effect in hand while you control a water monster to summon itself. And then you can add a level 3, 4, or 5 fish from your deck to your hand. And the next battle damage inflicted to your opponent by a number monster is doubled. And you can only use each effect of Abyss Shark once per turn. Then I play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. During your opponent's main phase, you can discard it to target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects. Then I play 2 copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Ghost Bell just can be discarded from your hand to negate an opponent's card or a card or effect that would summon a monster from the graveyard. Banish a card or cards from the graveyard, or return a card from the cards from the graveyard back to the deck. Then I finish off the monsters. I then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring just to say no to anything that would summon from deck, send from deck to grave, or move a card from deck to hand. That is it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells and traps. For the spells, I play 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. Just deal opponent's back row. 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, so that my opponent activates a monster effect during my main phase that I can either draw 2 cards, taking control of an opponent's monster, or look at my opponent's hand and shuffle 1 card from their hand back into the deck. Then I play 3 copies of White Mirror. This lets me target a level 4 lower fish to my graveyard, special summon it, and then I can search my deck for a monster with the same name. Then you can only activate 1 White Mirror per turn. I love this card because if you open Buzzsaw and White Mirror, those are a 2-card combo that gets you to 2 Toads and Drake of Future. Then for the traps, I play 3 copies of Goods and Match, just to lock each player into 1 attribute monster. This card is best in this deck when used with number 4 Stealth Kraken. And I've also found it's good against tier elements when they normal summon, Rechart? They're the water monster because then they're locked out of all their darks. And then I also play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. You can activate from your hand while you control no cards. Or if it's set on the field and activated, then it will negate all spells and traps in its column. And that's it for the spells and traps. Moving on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, I play 2 copies of Toad, just because it's one of the best Xyz negates in this game, where if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send an Aqua monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, negate that effect, destroy it, and if you do, you can have the option to set it to your field. And then if it gets sent from the field if it is sent to the graveyard, then you can target a water monster in your grave and return it to your hand. Then I will play 1 Abyss Dweller to deal with grave decks. Like Phantom Knight is a very popular deck in my locals, so that's good against Phantom Knight. Also, it's good against things like Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Then I play 2 copies of Stealth Kraken and Stealth Kraken Spawn. Stealth Kraken changes everything on the field to water, and then once per main phase quick effect, it can destroy 1 water monster your opponent controls and burn your opponent for half its attack on field. And then if it is destroyed, then for each material it had, you can summon a Stealth Kraken Spawn, and then attach a water monster from your grave to it as material. And then Stealth Kraken Spawn shares the same effects as Stealth Kraken, except it does not burn and doesn't change everything to water. And when Stealth Kraken Spawn is destroyed, if it's summoned by the effect of Stealth Kraken is destroyed, you can summon a number 4 Stealth Kraken from your from your graveyard, and then attach a water monster from your graveyard to it as material. Then I play 2 copies of Bahamut Shark, just to summon out the Toads. Then I play Silent Honor Arc, Nash Knight, Chaos Xyz Nash Knight, and Chaos number 101 Silent Honor Dark. Nash Knight's effect has the effect of once per turn during the main phase quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from it, target a number Xyz monster in your extra deck, and 1 card, or you can target a number Xyz in your extra deck, attach it to as material, and then you can attach an opponent's monster to as material. And then the effect of Chaos Xyz Nash Knight, you can summon it by using a Nash Knight you control. And then you can activate this effect by detaching 1. You can summon a Chaos number from your extra deck that has a number between 101 and 107. So I choose the Chaos number 101 Silent Honor Dark. And Silent Honor Dark has the effect of once per turn, it can target 1 special monster your opponent controls attached as material. And then if it is destroyed while it has a material and Silent Honor Arc is in the graveyard, it can summon itself back from the graveyard and gain life points equal to its attack points. You only use that effect of Silent Honor Dark once per turn. Right. My bad. Silent Underdark does not have any hard ones for turns. Then I play one copy of Utopic Future by using 2 Bahamut Sharks. And then I also play the one copy of Utopic Draco Future by using the Utopic Future. But Draco Future has the effect of it cannot be destroyed by card effects. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach material, negate that effect, and then you have the option to be able to steal that opponent's monster. And that is it for my Shark deck profile. If you have any ideas what I can do to improve the deck, any ideas of decks that to be made in the future, or decks you'd like to see face each other, feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching.